This is a Mamod TE1 from 1964. I painted the smoke box and boiler and firebox, and because it has solid brass rivets, I can't reattach the steam pipes before I apply the paint, so I've now got to put this engine back together. But before I do that, I've scraped off the paint so that the solder can attach to the engine frame, and I've also cleaned the solder to remove the, I suppose it's lead oxide, so that we can get a good contact and hopefully get a good joint. The first things I need to do is to apply a little bit of flux. There is one thing to say with regards to this particular engine, and that is that the original Mamod solder stayed in place when I detached the steam pipe, so it's only a simple matter of reattaching them. What I would usually do is it's very difficult doing this on film. Anyway, I would usually make a hoop of solder and wrap it around the pipes to provide the amount of solder I want in the joint, and then solder it. But in this occasion, as you can see, the original Mamod solder is still there, so let's get on with the job. I've had the firebox off several times to ensure that the steam pipes align. The strange stuff poking out the back is heat resistant silicone. It's something I do to my models to prevent them from rusting quickly down the back of the firebox. It's a little bit messy, you've got to keep it off the paint. It gets everywhere if you're not careful, but it does stop water getting to the inside of the firebox and causing rust. So we need to secure the firebox in place and clean up that silicone when we've done this soldering. Fiddle with little nuts. I don't have a tighten them at this stage. You might need to have a little bit of movement. It must have been really difficult to put these together efficiently in the factory. The parts are so fiddly. The floor must have been covered in tiny nuts and bolts. I lose so many. Well, I say lose. I've never actually lost one permanently. It has taken several weeks to find them, but they fall on the floor and they disappear. Now then, there we go. The engine frame's aligned with the end of the steam pipe, and I then use cocktail sticks to ensure that the pipes are aligned with the holes. There is something I've forgotten which I should do because I've spoilt paint in the past. What can happen is the flux melts and it drops onto the boiler and it spoils the paint, so let me just get some kitchen foil. This will help to protect the boiler. Should be a little bit messy. Right, now it's a simple matter of loading up the micro blowtorch. Might be difficult to do this in view of the camera, but basically, let's shift you around the other side so you'll be able to see this better. It's a matter of applying the heat to the solder just above the planes. There's quite a lot there, so it's going to take quite an amount of heat to melt it, which probably means I'm going to lose some paint, unfortunately. Come on, melt. You can do this. There it goes. Now this is a really stubborn one. I knew if I did it on film it would be difficult. The solder is really determined not to melt. I think I've got it now. Yes, did there. Lost some paint, unfortunately. But, that's what happens. Then remove the cocktail sticks. Oh dear, silicone. Dear me, that would make it very difficult if I ever have to rework the paint. But fortunately I've got some panel prep which removes silicone. Then take the drill. There's two sizes of hole on these older engines, not just one. So I think it's a 1.5 and a 2mm drill that I use. Simply drill into the steam pipe. Oh, that's interesting, that's clean, cleaner than normal. So perhaps there was a problem with the soldering, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get some pressure. And now there, that's definitely soldered. You can see the solder swath coming out. And there we have it. Hopefully, when I pressure test it, looks like it is. That is one soldered TE1, and it's ready to go. Thank you.